22 black actors whose plastic surgery went terribly wrong. What if the face you see in the mirror today wasn't yours, but a mask built from years of pain and industry pressure? We celebrate their talent, we dance to their music, but we rarely see the scars hidden beneath the surgical tape. From Michael Jackson's secret battle with his reflection, to stars who nearly lost their lives chasing a perfect silhouette, we are diving deep into the 22 black icons whose transformations shocked the world. This isn't just about plastic surgery, it's about the high cost of being a legend. If you believe true beauty is about the soul, not the syringe, hit that subscribe button to Black Excellence Legends right now. Before we start, comment "Truth" below if you're ready for the real story. Michael Jackson. The story of Michael Jackson is perhaps the most profound tragedy in the history of modern celebrity. We watched his entire life unfold under the harshest glare of the spotlight, from the radiant, Afro-sporting child prodigy of the Jackson 5 to the ethereal, pale-skinned figure who dominated the global stage. For the king of pop, the mirror was a constant battlefield. It began in 1979 after he broke his nose during a complex dance rehearsal. That first rhinoplasty was a medical necessity, but it triggered a psychological cascade. Over the next 3 decades, the world became obsessed with his changing silhouette. His nose became increasingly thin, his bridge sharpened to an almost translucent point, and his chin gained a signature cleft. Experts and biographers estimate he may have undergone over 10 significant facial procedures, including cheek implants and eyelid lifts, searching for a perfection that felt perpetually out of reach. The most controversial transformation, however, was his skin. While critics accused him of abandoning his heritage, the reality was far more painful. Michael suffered from vitiligo, an autoimmune condition that destroys skin pigment, leaving patches of bone-white skin across the body. This diagnosis was later confirmed by his 2009 autopsy report. To manage the disfigurement, he used potent bleaching creams like hydroquinone to even out his complexion, effectively erasing his natural tone to hide the disease. By the late 90s, the man who sang "Black or White" lived behind a mask-like visage, appearing fragile and shielded from the very world that worshipped him. But beneath the surgical scars was a soul that simply wanted to be loved. Michael's physical changes were the outward symptoms of a man who never had a childhood, struggling with deep-seated insecurities born from a demanding father and relentless public scrutiny. His life teaches us a heartbreaking lesson, that all the fame and wealth in the universe cannot heal the internal wounds of a lonely heart. He left us the greatest soundtrack in history, but his physical transformation remains a haunting reminder that we must protect the humanity of our idols as much as we celebrate their talent. Lil Kim. In the mid-1990s, Lil Kim didn't just enter the rap game, she ignited a revolution. As the Queen Bee, she was the ultimate symbol of unapologetic black female power, draped in neon furs and radiating an earthy, round-faced beauty that defined Brooklyn's golden era. However, as the years passed, that iconic face began to shift into something unrecognizable. The soft features that graced the cover of Hardcore were replaced by a narrower nose, higher cheekbones, and a significantly lighter skin tone. This wasn't a sudden change, but a slow, public metamorphosis that left fans mourning the loss of the girl they first fell in love with. The pressure wasn't just coming from the industry, it was coming from deep within the scars of her past. Kim has been heartbreakingly honest about her motivations. She once revealed in an interview that the men in her life, including those she loved most, constantly told her she wasn't pretty enough, often comparing her to lighter-skinned women with more European features. For Kim, plastic surgery wasn't merely a vanity project. It was an attempt to surgically remove the insecurities inflicted upon her by a colorist society and abusive relationships. She reportedly underwent multiple rhinoplasties and breast augmentations, and used skin lightening treatments to distance herself from the dark-skinned girl she was told was unlovable. By the 2000s, her transformation was so extreme that she became a lightning rod for criticism, yet she continued to perform with the same fierce tenacity that made her a legend. Her journey is a mirror reflecting the toxic beauty standards that Black women are often forced to navigate. It serves as a painful reminder that even the strongest icons can be broken by the constant whisper that they are not enough. Lil Kim's story is a call for us to be kinder, to recognize that the changes we see on the surface are often the result of battles fought in the shadows of the soul. She remains a pioneer who paved the way for every female rapper today, reminding us that while a face can change, a legacy built on raw talent and survival is truly indestructible. Latoya Jackson. Growing up in the most famous musical dynasty in the world comes with a weight that few can truly comprehend. For Latoya Jackson, the middle sister of the legendary clan, that pressure manifested in a lifelong struggle with her identity and appearance. When she first graced our television screens in the 1970s, she possessed a soft, natural grace, almond-shaped eyes, a radiant smile, and the classic Jackson family nose. She was a woman of undeniable beauty, yet she lived in the towering shadows of her siblings' monumental success. As she attempted to carve out her own path as a solo artist and author, her physical features began to undergo a series of transformations that mirrored the radical changes seen in her brother Michael. The most prominent shift was in her nasal structure. Over several decades, Latoya underwent multiple rhinoplasties, each one increasingly refining the tip and narrowing the bridge until it reached an unusually sharp, pointed silhouette. This family resemblance through surgery became a topic of global fascination and concern. Observers also noted a significant sharpening of her cheekbones and chin, suggesting the use of implants to create a more sculpted look that often appeared stiff under the unforgiving camera lights. While she remained a constant fixture in the media, appearing on reality shows like The Apprentice, her face became a mask of the relentless perfectionism that seemed to haunt the Jackson household. Behind the surgeries was a story of survival and the desperate need to feel seen. Latoya's journey is a poignant reminder of how the pursuit of an ideal can sometimes lead us away from our truest selves. For the older generation who watched her grow up, her transformation is a bittersweet chapter in the Jackson story. It teaches us that true beauty is not found in the symmetry of a surgeon's knife, but in the peace we make with our own reflection. Even amidst the controversies, Latoya remains a resilient figure, a woman who weathered the storms of a complicated family history and emerged with her spirit intact, reminding us that we are all works in progress. K. Michelle. In the world of modern R&B, K. Michelle is celebrated for her raw, powerhouse vocals and her no-nonsense attitude. However, her most important performance hasn't been on a concert stage, but in the doctor's office, where she fought a life-or-death battle against the very beauty she had purchased. Like many stars in the hip-hop industry, she felt an immense pressure to achieve the exaggerated hourglass figure, a tiny waist paired with massive curves. Seeking a quick solution, she turned to the underground market for silicone injections, a decision she would later describe as the biggest mistake of her life. At first, the results gave her the confidence she craved, but the perfection was a ticking time bomb. Years later, her body began to fail. The black market silicone had migrated, spreading through her legs and back, causing excruciating pain, chronic fatigue, and tissue damage. Her immune system was in a state of constant war with the foreign substance. In 2018, faced with the terrifying reality that the injections could kill her, she made the brave decision to go public with her struggle. She underwent over 10 grueling reconstructive surgeries to NeNe extract the toxic material, and repair her body. She didn't hide the scars. She showed them to the world, turning her personal nightmare into a public service announcement for an entire generation of women chasing dangerous trends like the BBL, Brazilian butt lift. K. Michelle's story is one of radical honesty and redemption. She moved from the pursuit of artificial curves to becoming an advocate for health and self-acceptance. For those of us who have lived long enough to see trends come and go, her journey is a powerful testament to the value of the body we were born with. She taught us that no amount of social media likes is worth your life. By choosing her health over her image, she regained her true power, the power of a survivor. Her message is clear and human. You are not a project to be fixed, but a masterpiece to be protected. Her voice is now stronger than ever, singing a song of survival that resonates far beyond the music charts. Rajee Narinesingh. The story of Rajee Narinesingh is perhaps the most visceral and sobering warning in the history of cosmetic procedures. As a transgender woman living in Florida, Rajee's only desire was to feel feminine and beautiful in a world that often made her feel like an outsider. However, lacking the financial means for professional surgeons, she fell victim to a predatory underground market. In 2005, she attended a pumping party where an unlicensed practitioner injected her face with a lethal, toxic cocktail of cement, tire sealant, and mineral oil. What was promised to be a dream transformation rapidly turned into a physical and psychological prison. The aftermath was catastrophic. Her cheeks, chin, and lips hardened into painful, rock-like lumps, leaving her face severely disfigured. For years, Rajee lived in a state of deep isolation and shame, a living lesson for others. But Rajee's true beauty was found not in her skin, but in her spirit. She chose to step out of the shadows, appearing on the show Botched to seek help. It took years of delicate, high-risk surgeries to remove the toxic debris from her tissues. Today, her face has been largely restored, but the scars serve as a permanent map of her survival. Rajee's journey is a profound reminder of the lengths to which human beings will go to feel accepted. Her life teaches us that the greatest tragedy is not a physical flaw, but the cruelty of those who exploit the insecurities of the vulnerable. She has become a beacon of hope, teaching us that no matter how deep the damage, the human heart has an incredible capacity for healing. Her story isn't just about a failed surgery, it is about the triumph of a woman who refused to let a mistake define her worth. Cardi B. Cardi B is a force of nature, a Grammy-winning rapper known for her unfiltered mouth and her meteoric rise from the Bronx to the top of the world. But long before she was a household name, Cardi was a 21-year-old dancer struggling to make ends meet in a hyper-competitive world. In a desperate bid to increase her earnings and fit a specific industry mold, she paid $800 for illegal silicone buttock injections in a basement. She described the experience as crazy and excruciating, recalling how she felt the substance leaking from her body for days afterward. It was a gamble with her life that millions of young women are still making today. Even after achieving unimaginable wealth and access to the world's best doctors, Cardi found that professional surgery carried its own heavy price. In 2019, following a liposuction and breast augmentation, her body suffered from such severe swelling that she was forced to cancel a string of lucrative concerts, losing millions of dollars in revenue. While most celebrities hide their procedures under the guise of good genes, Cardi did the opposite. She went on social media, showing her swollen feet and bruised skin, warning her fans, "Don't be foolish like me." Her transparency is a rare act of courage in an industry built on illusions. Cardi B's story highlights a universal truth, that insecurity does not vanish with fame or money. By admitting her mistakes, she has used her platform to protect her Bardi gang from the same traps she fell into. She reminds us that the most perfect body on a screen often comes with a hidden bill of pain and regret. Her legacy isn't just her music, it's her radical honesty, teaching a generation that self-love is the only procedure that truly pays off in the long run. Vivica A. Fox. In the mid-1990s, Vivica A. Fox was the undisputed it girl of Hollywood. With her breakout roles in Independence Day and Set It Off, she represented a new standard of Black cinematic beauty, sharp, radiant, and incredibly expressive. However, as the industry's shelf life for leading ladies began to weigh on her, Vivica turned to cosmetic enhancements to maintain her youthful edge. Over the years, the public noticed a significant shift. Her once soft features became more structured, and her signature smile appeared tightened by the frequent use of Botox and fillers. In a world where every wrinkle is scrutinized, she felt the immense pressure to remain camera-ready, a burden that many veteran actresses carry in silence. Vivica has been refreshingly candid about her journey, admitting to breast augmentation and the use of injectables long before it was fashionable, to be honest. While some critics pointed to her frozen expressions as a cautionary tale of over-enhancement, Vivica maintained her confidence, refusing to let the noise define her. She openly shared that the industry's obsession with youth can drive even the most successful women to extreme lengths. For the middle-aged and elderly audience who grew up watching her, Vivica's story is a mirror of the aging process in a society that fears it. It reminds us that the struggle to stay relevant is a human one, and that the imperfections we try to hide are actually the maps of our lived experiences. Her legacy remains untarnished by the surgical debates. Beyond the fillers and the headlines, Vivica is a powerhouse producer and a mentor who has survived decades in a notoriously fickle business. She teaches us that while the surface may change, the fire in your soul is what truly keeps you vibrant. Her life is a testament to the fact that aging is a privilege not granted to everyone, and that true grace lies in the courage to keep showing up, regardless of the critics. Black Chyna, Angela White. For years, Black Chyna was the poster child for the extreme Instagram aesthetic, huge curves, heavy facial fillers, and a persona that felt more like a brand than a human being. She spent an estimated $100,000 on procedures, including breast implants and multiple rounds of silicone injections, to achieve a look that dominated the BBL era. But in 2023, the woman the world knew as Chyna did something revolutionary. She decided to go back. Reclaiming her birth name, Angela White, she embarked on a public detransitioning journey, dissolving her facial fillers and undergoing surgery to remove her massive breast and buttock implants. The transformation was nothing short of miraculous. As the artificial layers were stripped away, a softer, more youthful, and genuinely happier woman emerged. Angela revealed that she was tired of the mask and wanted her outside to finally match the spiritual growth she was experiencing inside. She documented the painful process not for clout, but to warn the millions of young women who had followed her lead into the world of extreme PTTM. By choosing to unmake herself, she became more influential than she ever was as a social media caricature. She traded the perfect silhouette for a healthy life and the ability to be a more present mother to her children. Angela White's story is a powerful narrative of redemption and self-reclamation. It speaks directly to the soul of anyone who has ever felt trapped by a version of themselves they no longer recognize. Her journey proves that it is never too late to start over, to admit a mistake, and to return to the essence of who God created you to be. She has turned her vanity into a victory of the spirit, reminding us that the most beautiful thing a person can wear is their own skin, unadorned and authentic. Her rebirth is a beacon of hope, proving that true excellence isn't about being perfect, It's about being real. SZA. In the world of contemporary R&B, SZA, Solana Imani Rowe, is a voice that defines a generation. Raw, ethereal, and deeply introspective. However, as her star rose, so did the scrutiny surrounding her physical appearance. Fans who followed her from her early Control era noticed a shift in her silhouette and facial structure. In a rare move for a top-tier superstar, SZA didn't hide behind diet and exercise excuses. In her 2022 hit song, SOS, she boldly sang, "I just got my body done, ain't got no guilt about it," officially confirming she had undergone a Brazilian butt lift, BBL. For SZA, the decision was a personal choice to align her physical form with her internal vision of herself. Yet the journey didn't end with the surgery. By early 2024, SZA began to share a more complex side of her relationship with artificial beauty. She revealed that she had made the decision to remove her breast implants, citing health concerns and a desire to return to a more natural state. Having a family history of breast cancer, she realized that the risk of the implants obscuring medical screenings was far greater than any aesthetic reward. This reversal journey resonated with millions of fans who struggle with the same body image pressures. SZA's transparency moved the conversation away from shame and toward autonomy, showing that it is okay to change your mind about your body as you grow and learn. SZA's story is a masterclass in self-ownership. She teaches us that our bodies are our own to navigate, but that true wisdom lies in prioritizing health over fleeting trends. For the older generation watching, her journey reflects a universal human struggle, the desire to be enough in a world that always asks for more. Her life is a poignant reminder that while we can alter our vessels, it is the soul and the music it creates that carries our true weight. SZA proves that being a legend isn't about having a perfect body, but about having the courage to be honest about the one you're in. Tiffany New York Pollard. Tiffany Pollard, affectionately known as New York, became a cultural icon in the mid-2000s as the breakout star of Flavor of Love. With her razor-sharp wit and larger-than-life personality, she was the undisputed queen of reality television. At the height of her fame, Tiffany possessed a natural, vibrant beauty that captivated audiences. However, like many women in the public eye, she felt the magnetic pull of the perfect Hollywood image. In search of extra confidence, she underwent breast augmentation. But what was supposed to be a boost to her self-esteem eventually turned into a physical nightmare that threatened her well-being. Years later, Tiffany began experiencing symptoms of breast implant illness, BII, and a condition known as capsular contracture, where the scar tissue around the implant hardens, causing deformity and chronic radiating pain. Her body was effectively at war with the foreign objects she had paid to put inside it. In 2019, she appeared on the show Botched, not to get more surgery, but to plead for help in removing the implants that were making her sick. Watching the head bitch in charge appear vulnerable and in pain was a wake-up call for her millions of followers. She successfully underwent the explant surgery, reclaiming her health and her natural silhouette. Tiffany's journey from a reality TV caricature to a health advocate is a powerful story of resilience. She used her platform to break the silence surrounding the long-term risks of cosmetic surgery, proving that glamour should never come at the cost of your life. For those who have watched her career for 2 decades, her story is a reminder that the strongest thing a person can do is admit when something isn't working and take the steps to fix it. Tiffany New York Pollard remains a legend, not because of her look, but because she fought to get her real self back. She teaches us that true confidence isn't something you buy. It's the peace you feel when your body is healthy and your spirit is free. Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks is a name synonymous with breaking barriers. As the first Black woman to grace the covers of GQ and the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, she redefined the global definition of a supermodel. For years, Tyra was the ultimate champion of natural beauty, famously telling young girls on America's Next Top Model to embrace their flaws and smize through the pain. However, beneath the fierce exterior and the advocacy for body positivity, Tyra carried a secret for nearly 25 years. It wasn't until her 2018 memoir, Perfect is Boring, that she finally admitted to undergoing rhinoplasty, a nose job, at the very start of her career. Before the surgery, Tyra's nose was wider and more rounded. Afterward, it was noticeably slimmer and more refined by the industry's harsh standards. Tyra explained that she felt the procedure was a tactical necessity to survive in a modeling world that, in the early 90s, was not yet welcoming of diverse Black features. She admitted that she had bones that were growing and itching, but she also confessed that she simply wanted to fix her nose to get ahead. This admission sparked a massive debate. Was she a hypocrite for preaching natural beauty while having altered her own face? Or was she a victim of a system that forced Black women to narrow their features to be considered high fashion? Tyra's story is a complex reflection of the price of admission for Black excellence in Hollywood. It serves as a reminder that even the most powerful icons often feel they must conform to a European ideal to open the door for others. For the viewers who have watched her for decades, Tyra's honesty provides a moment of humanization. She reminds us that perfection is often a manufactured illusion, and that the pressure to fit in can touch even the most beautiful women on earth. Her legacy remains monumental, but her journey teaches us that the most important walk isn't on a runway. It's the walk toward radical honesty with oneself. Yolanda Adams. In the world of inspirational music, Yolanda Adams is a divine force. With a voice that can move mountains and a career spanning over 30 years, she is the queen of contemporary gospel, winning 5 Grammy Awards and selling nearly 10 million albums worldwide. Known for her towering height and regal elegance, Yolanda has always projected an image of sophisticated grace. However, as she transitioned into her 50s and 60s, fans began to notice subtle but undeniable changes in her facial structure. Her skin appeared unusually tight, her jawline more defined, and her cheeks held a fullness that seemed to defy the natural laws of aging. Unlike the rappers and reality stars who often document their surgeries, Yolanda has remained largely silent about any cosmetic enhancements. This silence has created a whisper campaign among her longtime supporters. Many have noted that in her recent appearances, her expressions seem less fluid, sparking speculation about the use of Botox and high-end fillers. In the conservative world of gospel music, the topic of vanity and altering God's handiwork is often a taboo subject. For Yolanda, the pressure to remain the ageless face of a ministry and a musical genre is immense, leading to a delicate balance between maintaining her professional image and her spiritual message. Yolanda's story highlights the unique pressure placed on women in the church and the spotlight to never show the passage of time. While her voice remains as powerful and anointed as ever, the changes in her appearance serve as a reminder that even the most spiritual leaders are not immune to the societal fear of growing old. Her journey invites us to look deeper than the surface. Whether or not she has chosen to enhance her beauty, her value lies in the hope she provides to millions through her song. She reminds us that while the vessel may be maintained or altered, the treasure inside, the talent and the faith, is what truly matters. Yolanda Adams remains a pillar of Black excellence, teaching us that grace is a journey we navigate one day at a time. NeNe Leakes. NeNe Leakes burst onto the scene in 2008 as the breakout star of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, instantly becoming a household name with her towering height, blonde pixie cut, and a tell-it-like-it-is attitude that redefined reality television. But NeNe didn't just change the game, she changed herself, literally. Over more than a decade in the spotlight, NeNe has been one of the most transparent figures in Hollywood regarding her cosmetic evolution. From her very first season, she was open about her desire for refinement, eventually undergoing 2 rhinoplasties, a breast augmentation, a breast lift, and liposuction. She famously quipped, "I'm a work in progress," refusing to hide behind the good genes excuse that so many of her peers used. The most dramatic shift was her second nose job in 2016, which she admitted was for both medical and aesthetic reasons. The procedure significantly narrowed her bridge and refined the tip, altering her profile so much that fans began to debate whether she had gone too far. However, NeNe's surgery wasn't just about vanity, it was about the power of agency. In a world that often tries to dictate how Black women should look, NeNe took the steering wheel, claiming her right to sculpt her image as she saw fit. She spent tens of thousands of dollars to transition from the raw Georgia peach we first met into a polished, high-fashion mogul. NeNe's story is a masterclass in unapologetic self-ownership. She teaches us that you don't owe anyone a natural version of yourself if that isn't who you want to be. For the older audience who watched her rise from a struggling single mother to a multimillionaire, her transformation is a symbol of her glow-up. Her life reminds us that true excellence is about having the confidence to stand by your choices, even when the whole world is watching. She proved that while you can change your face, you can never change the hustle that got you there. NeNe Leakes remains a legend not because she is perfect, but because she is fearless. Tamar Braxton. As the youngest sister of the legendary Braxton clan, Tamar Braxton spent her life fighting to be heard over the voices of her famous siblings. With a 5-octave range and a personality that could fill a stadium, she finally achieved solo superstardom with her album, Love and War. But as her fame grew, so did the scrutiny of her appearance. Tamar's look shifted from the soft, rounded features of her youth to a much sharper, more angular visage. The most striking change was her nose, which became dramatically slimmer over the years. This led to intense rumors of plastic surgery addiction, but the truth Tamar revealed was far more complicated than simple vanity. Tamar has long maintained that her first rhinoplasty was a medical necessity to correct a collapsed bridge caused by a respiratory issue she was born with. She explained that without the surgery, she struggled to breathe, which is a death sentence for a professional vocalist. However, critics pointed to the increasingly sculpted look of her face as a sign of deeper insecurities. Tamar has been open about her struggles with body dysmorphia and the intense pressure of being the baby sister in a family of icons. Every tweak was a search for a perfection that might shield her from the pain of comparison. Tamar's journey is a poignant look at the intersection of health, career, and self-esteem. She reminds us that the flaws we see in others are often the results of silent battles we know nothing about. For those who have followed the Braxtons for decades, Tamar's story is one of resilience. She taught us that a voice is a precious instrument that must be protected at all costs, even if the world doesn't understand the repairs you have to make along the way. Tamar remains a living legend, proving that her real beauty lies in her ability to fall down, get back up, and hit the high notes every single time. Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore first walked into the American consciousness in 1993, making history as the second Black woman to be crowned Miss USA. At 22, she was the personification of Black girl magic before the term even existed, radiating a natural mahogany glow, thick tresses, and a smile that seemed to stop time. However, when she made her thunderous return to the spotlight decades later on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, she became the center of a different kind of conversation. While Kenya has consistently denied undergoing major plastic surgery, her face has become a subject of intense detective work by fans. Observers point to a nose that appears significantly more tapered than her pageant days and a jawline that remains suspiciously sharp for a woman in her mid-50s. The pressure on Kenya is unique. As a former beauty queen, her brand is literal perfection. In the high-definition world of reality TV, where every pore is visible, the demand to remain gone with the wind fabulous is relentless. Many experts suggest she has utilized high-end tweakments, expertly placed fillers and Botox, to maintain a youthful volume that defies the natural aging process. Unlike her peers who boast about their surgeries, Kenya's silence on the matter has created an aura of mystery. Is it superior genes, or is it the best work money can buy? This ambiguity has often led to clashes with co-stars who accuse her of being unreal. Yet Kenya remains unbothered, letting her reflection do the talking. Kenya's story is a fascinating look at the burden of beauty. She reminds us that for some, the greatest struggle isn't fixing a flaw, but maintaining an icon. Her journey teaches us that in a world that discards women as they age, choosing to preserve one's image is a form of professional survival. For the audience who remembers her 1993 victory, she is a bridge between eras, a reminder that while time moves forward, grace can be a choice. Kenya Moore remains a legend because she understands the power of the gaze, and she refuses to let the world see her as anything less than the queen she was crowned to be. Dwight Eubanks. In the colorful world of Atlanta's elite, Dwight Eubanks is a singular figure, a master stylist, a purveyor of the finer things, and a man who treats his own appearance as a work of living art. Known for his impeccable suits and larger-than-life personality on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Dwight became a fan favorite for his flair and his Purple Door salon. However, his personal journey with plastic surgery took a turn that even he couldn't style his way out of. Seeking a more refined profile, Dwight underwent a rhinoplasty that unfortunately resulted in significant complications, leaving him with breathing difficulties and a nose that appeared collapsed and asymmetrical. For a man whose entire career is built on the pursuit of aesthetic excellence, this failure was a deeply humbling experience. Dwight didn't hide his regret. Instead, he took the brave step of appearing on the television show Botched. He allowed the world to see the imperfections behind his dapper exterior as he sought the help of Dr. Terry Dubrow and Dr. Paul Nassif to reconstruct his nasal passage and restore his dignity. The procedure was a success, but the journey revealed the hidden vulnerabilities of men in an industry that rarely allows them to discuss their insecurities. Dwight's willingness to be unpretty on camera was a rare moment of transparency for a black man of his generation. Dwight's story is a vital reminder that the pressure to be perfect does not discriminate by gender. He teaches us that even the most confident individuals can fall prey to the risks of the knife, and that true character is shown in how you handle a setback. For the older viewers who appreciate his old-school elegance, Dwight's journey is a lesson in resilience and the importance of choosing quality over a quick fix. He remains the ultimate Renaissance man, proving that while a surgeon can fix a nose, only a man of true style can carry himself with such unwavering poise through the highs and the lows. He is a legend who reminds us that beauty is a service we provide to ourselves, and it should always be handled with care. Porsha Williams. When Porsha Williams first stepped onto the screen of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, she was introduced as the trophy wife of a football legend, projecting a refined Disney princess image of classic Southern charm. Her natural beauty was undeniable, a soft, heart-shaped face and a radiant glow. However, as she reclaimed her independence and transformed into a media mogul and activist, her physical appearance underwent a deliberate and highly publicized glow-up. Porsha is part of a new generation of Black celebrities who view cosmetic surgery not as a secret to be kept, but as a tool for empowerment. She famously documented her breast augmentation on camera, sharing her journey of wanting to feel more womanly and confident after a difficult divorce. Porsha's transformation didn't stop there. Over the years, she has been open about her use of non-surgical nose jobs, using fillers to refine the bridge of her nose without going under the knife, and has experimented with various fillers to maintain her youthful volume. While she has faced criticism for moving away from her natural roots, Porsha has maintained that her choices are hers alone. For her, the excellence lies in the ability to afford and choose the version of herself she wants to present to the world. She traded the demure look of her 20s for a high-octane, bombshell aesthetic that matches her powerhouse personality and business success. Porsha's story is a modern narrative about the intersection of beauty and autonomy. She reminds us that for many Black women, the ability to control their own image is a hard-won victory. Her journey teaches us that confidence can be built in many ways, sometimes through internal work and sometimes through the external changes that help us feel aligned with our inner fire. To the millions who have watched her evolve from a shy housewife to a bold leader, Porsha remains a legend because she never apologizes for wanting more. More success, more voice, and more control over her own reflection. Hazel E. In the fast-paced, image-obsessed world of love and hip-hop, Hollywood, Hazel E. has always been a lightning rod for conversation. Known for her bold personality and her hustle in the music industry, she felt the crushing weight of the industry's beauty standards, which increasingly demanded an exaggerated hourglass figure. In a bid to keep up with the BBL trend that dominated social media, Hazel E. underwent several procedures, including breast implants and a Brazilian butt lift. However, her quest for the perfect body led her down a dark and dangerous path, resulting in one of the most public and painful medical crises in reality TV history. Following complications from a surgery, Hazel E. suffered from a severe infection that turned her dream into a nightmare. She was forced to undergo emergency surgery to remove her breast implants after they became a source of life-threatening illness. The raw footage of her recovery, showing the physical and emotional toll of fixing a body that was never truly broken, served as a visceral wake-up call for her fans. Hazel E.'s experience highlighted a terrifying reality, that the ideal silhouette can sometimes come at the cost of one's very existence. She went from being a promoter of the surgical lifestyle to a cautionary voice, warning young women about the dark side of the knife. Hazel E.'s story is a profound lesson in the value of health over vanity. She teaches us that the perfection we see on Instagram is often paid for in blood, pain, and regret. For the older generation watching the younger stars chase these dangerous trends, her journey is a sobering reminder to cherish the bodies we were born with. Hazel E. remains a resilient figure, using her scars as a platform to advocate for transparency and safety in the cosmetic industry. She reminds us that true excellence is surviving the pressure to be something you're not and living to tell the truth about the cost of the chase. Toni Braxton. With a voice like liquid velvet and a career that defined the 1990s, Toni Braxton is the First Lady of R&B. From the moment her self-titled debut album took the world by storm, she was celebrated for her sultry, short-haired look and a natural beauty that felt both regal and approachable. However, the singer of Unbreak My Heart has been surprisingly candid about the fact that even a 7-time Grammy winner isn't immune to self-doubt. Early in her career, Toni underwent a rhinoplasty to refine the bridge of her nose, a decision she admitted was fueled by the immense pressure to fit the leading lady mold of the era. She once shared that she felt her natural nose was too wide for the high-fashion music videos that were becoming her trademark. As she entered her 40s and 50s, Toni's relationship with her appearance became a matter of health as much as beauty. Diagnosed with lupus in 2008, she faced a battle that most fans couldn't see. The medication for the autoimmune disease, particularly steroids, can cause facial swelling and changes in skin texture. This forced Toni to navigate the spotlight while her body was in a state of internal war. While observers have occasionally noted a frozen quality to her features, likely the result of expertly placed Botox or fillers used to combat the effects of her illness, Toni has maintained a level of grace that is nothing short of legendary. She proved that maintaining an icon's image while fighting a chronic illness is an act of sheer willpower. Toni's story is a beautiful lesson in the intersection of vulnerability and strength. She reminds us that behind the breathing luxury and the diamonds, there is a human being who gets tired, who gets sick, and who feels the weight of the mirror. For the older generation who has grown up with her hits, her journey is a reminder that beauty isn't just about the absence of wrinkles. It's about the resilience of the soul. She taught us that you can unbreak your own spirit, even when your body feels fragile. Toni Braxton remains an emblem of Black excellence because she continues to sing through the pain, proving that a true legend's light never fades, it just evolves. Vanessa Williams. In 1983, Vanessa Williams made history as the first Black woman to be crowned Miss America, a moment that shattered glass ceilings and redefined the American ideal. Her beauty, characterized by her striking light eyes and effortless poise, was so potent that it survived a scandal that would have ended any other career. Instead, she reinvented herself as a multi-platinum singer and a Tony-nominated actress. However, as one of the most beautiful women in the world, Vanessa faced a unique pressure: the expectation to never age. Now in her 60s, she has become a vocal advocate for aging gracefully, but her path has involved a very careful and strategic relationship with cosmetic science. Vanessa has been refreshingly honest about her middle ground approach. She famously stated that she fears the knife, opting to avoid major invasive surgeries like facelifts that can often strip a face of its character. Instead, she has become a proponent of Botox, ultherapy, and non-invasive laser treatments. While this has kept her looking decades younger than her age, it hasn't come without scrutiny. At times, fans have noted that her forehead appears unusually smooth, a common side effect of the very Botox she praises. Yet, unlike many who lose their identity to the syringe, Vanessa still looks like herself, just a restored version of the queen we first met 4 thupki ago. Vanessa's journey is a masterclass in the art of maintenance. She reminds us that in an industry that discards women the moment a gray hair appears, taking care of one's appearance is a form of professional armor. Her story teaches us that you don't have to choose between natural and fake. You can choose the path that makes you feel powerful. To the audience who has followed her from the pageant stage to the Broadway lights, Vanessa remains a symbol of survival and sophistication. She proves that true excellence is about navigating the passage of time with your head held high, reminding us all that beauty is a gift, but character is the masterpiece. Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige is more than just a singer. She is the raw, beating heart of a generation. When she arrived in 1992 with What's the 411? She was the girl next door from the projects, rocking combat boots, backwards caps, and a natural, soulful beauty that didn't need Hollywood's approval. However, as Mary transitioned from the pain of her youth to the growing pains of superstardom, her look underwent a sophisticated and carefully managed evolution. While Mary has never admitted to major invasive surgery, the world has watched her features become more refined and sculpted over her 3-decade career. Observers have noted a bridge on her nose that appears slimmer and cheekbones that seem more prominent than they were during her My Life era, sparking endless discussion about the use of high-end fillers and tweakments. For Mary, the transformation was symbolic of her internal journey towards self-love. She famously struggled with drug addiction and low self-esteem for years, often stating in interviews that she hated what she saw in the mirror. As she got sober and began to embrace her status as a global icon and Oscar-nominated actress, her outward appearance began to reflect that newfound confidence. Whether through expert dermatological care or subtle cosmetic enhancements, Mary's glow-up became a blueprint for aging with power. She traded the grit of the streets for a regal, high-fashion aesthetic, proving that a Black woman from the Yonkers projects could occupy the same luxury space as any European star. Mary J. Blige's story is a testament to the idea that we have the right to reinvent ourselves at any age. She reminds us that the work we do on the outside is often a celebration of the healing we've done on the inside. For the fans who have cried along to her lyrics for 30 years, her beauty is a triumph over trauma. She teaches us that excellence isn't about being born perfect. It's about having the strength to evolve, to polish your crown, and to finally love the woman looking back at you. Mary remains the queen, reminding us that no matter what changes on the surface, the soul remains real love. Tonto Dikeh. In the vibrant world of Nollywood, Tonto Dikeh is a boundary breaker who refuses to live by anyone's rules but her own. As one of Nigeria's most successful actresses, she made history by becoming one of the first African celebrities to openly document her journey with plastic surgery. In a culture where cosmetic procedures were often whispered about in shame or hidden behind herbal teas, Tonto blew the doors off the taboo. In 2017, she shared a video of her undergoing liposuction and a butt lift, stating clearly that she was extremely ashamed of her natural body after giving birth and wanted to regain her confidence. She didn't just get the surgery, she turned it into a conversation about a woman's right to her own autonomy. Tonto has since spent millions of naira on further procedures to achieve an exaggerated hourglass silhouette that has become her trademark. While she has faced intense criticism from traditionalists who believe she is altering God's creation, Tonto has remained unshakable. She argues that if a person can afford to fix an insecurity that hinders their happiness, they should have the freedom to do so without judgment. Her transparency has paved the way for a massive shift in the African entertainment industry, leading to a surgery boom where women feel empowered to discuss their bodies more openly. However, she also warns that surgery is a serious medical commitment, not a casual fashion choice. Tonto Dikeh's story is a modern narrative of radical self-determination. She reminds us that the definition of natural is changing in a globalized world, and that Black excellence includes the freedom to choose how we present ourselves. Her journey teaches us that confidence is the most valuable currency a woman can possess. For the audience watching her global rise, she is a symbol of a new era where we no longer have to suffer in silence with our insecurities. Tonto remains a legend because she had the courage to be the guinea pig for a generation, proving that true beauty is found in the honesty of your choices and the strength of your character. We've looked at 22 lives changed by the knife, but the real question isn't why they changed. It's why our world made them feel like they weren't enough to begin with. These stories teach us that while a surgeon can alter a face, they can never graft peace onto a restless soul. True excellence lies in the courage to be seen, even with our imperfections. Now, I want to hear from you. Has Hollywood's obsession with youth gone too far? Or is plastic surgery simply another tool for self-empowerment? Let's start a respectful debate in the comments. If these stories touched your heart, please like and share this video. This is Black Excellence Legends, where we honor the humanity behind the fame. Until next time, stay authentic.